Direct interview with the director. How far does the live action version understand and love the original? What is Masama Kurumada's baptism? We have confirmation of the seriousness of the production team and the design intentions of the sacred cloths. Okay, well, here we are. Um, Here's another interview with the director, and this one talk about production and the cloth. Here we go. And we get to actual important bits. Okay, here it goes. Thank you for your time today. As for the first question, what kind of impression do you have of the original Saint Seiya? This one director. Thank you very much. I've just completed the movie, so I'm really looking forward to talking about my love for the original work and the amount of passion I have for the work. What I personally feel is unique about the original work is the mixture of flashy action and spiritual depictions of psychology. I found it very interesting with a level that is rarely seen in Western comics. I want to be talking about, especially if you look at the anime, that was very psychedelic in a sense, and of course, going over the sort of background images that you see behind them, they're sort of their stand without a stand. Also, I strongly felt that it was very unique and Japanese that the characters sacrificed themselves and went forward for their friends and what they believe in. Yes, it was very anime, he's saying. I strongly feel that's necessary to retain themes of the self-sacrifice, redemption that lie at the root of Saint Seiya because of the current times. So always because of the current times. Who is his favorite character? I'm a Capricorn, so I should say Capricorn Shura. But the person I feel most connected to is actually Seiya. Well, I would imagine you definitely spent the most time with that character. Seiya has a rebellious spirit, and he never gives up. In fact, he is exactly what is required of a film director as a profession. There are many things that must not be yielded or given up, such as filming on a site and negotiating production costs. In that regard, watching Seiya give me courage. I see. There's no exaggeration to say that movie directors all over the world should read Saint Seiya. Okay, then we get to the, I guess, the meat of it. I'll link this below, of course, in descriptions. Oh, yeah, here's a nice little thing. Also, you arranged and inserted the anime theme, Pegasus, Genshu, or Fantasy, in the play. Director Basinski, from the beginning, I wanted to use Pegasus illusion, so me, I guess I got messed up. So moreover, in this work. This is because Pegasus Fancy is an indispensable piece of music for Saint Seiya, together with the composer who composed the music for the game. I think we have found the right way and the right place to honor the legacy of this anime. Regarding Sega Sauce, the faithful baptism for the original author, Master Kuna, I would like to ask one more question about the change from the original work. I think it was important to make the visuals of the original work look natural without feeling out of place. In particular, say its cloth. Why is the design, color, and material different from those of the manga and such? The cloth took the longest process to complete. At first, I made various designs. Of course, there's also designs that strongly follow the original manga and anime. In addition, we had many proposals from well-known Hollywood designers in particular. I would actually like to know who the designers were. However, when I showed Mazuma Kurumada such design proposals in the early stages of the production, he said, "It's not like this, is it? Reproduction of the original is not important," Kurumada said. When I first drew the cloth, she was making it based on Greek. When I first drew the cloth, she was making it based on ancient Greek armor, and she was taken aback. I drew all my designs, and I had up until now, and this is the help of blacksmiths who actually make armor in Greece and Europe. I created with what I emphasized was what would happen if there was actually a sacred robe that has been handed down from ancient Greece. Of course, reincarnating the original is important, and I was cautious of it. But even more than that, I got hint from Mr. Azunakara, and I thought the existence of and dropped it into the embodiment. Keep in mind, this is of course Japanese to English translation is always going to be a little funny. As a result, if the holy cloth really exists in the real world, I am proud that it will surely look like this work. After going through such long process, I put a lot of effort into it. One thing I wanted to avoid was making all the cloths in CG. This is because I felt that the cloth was made in CG, it would no longer be Saint Seiya. In particular, the anime version of the cloth, has distinctive design with many sharp parts, and if it were embodied, the movement of the actors would be restricted, and a sense incongruently would not be erased, and it would not be possible to produce it without relying on CG. Another important thing is I didn't want to use armor like I've seen in other works, like the original Saint Seiya. This work has a unique style and worldview. I try to inherit the essence of Saint Seiya. For various reasons, I am fully aware that fans will criticize the cloth of this work, and in fact, such voices have been raised within the team. There are also indication that the colors of the material are different from the manga and the anime, but if you pay attention to the details, you will see that we've faithfully redesigned elements from the anime design specifically for the live action version. Okay, there's a lot said there. Let's break it down. From what I from what I gathered, I might because it almost seems contradictory, but originally it started out as basically probably going more towards the original and with some inspirations from ancient Greece. Kurumada pretty much said, nah, I want something more Hollywood, which, hey, it's sort of good that he really doesn't care. They go all out. So then they decided to go, you know what, let's basically go with a more Greek mythology look. Um, Not Greek mythology, I'm sorry. Ancient Greece look, and perhaps random elements of European armor from various people. Which makes me wonder, what do various people that actually work on armor think of these particular armors? Anyways, besides that, um, and he basically knew what the fan reaction would be, and there were concerns even within the production crew, but basically stuck with what he thought was best. So at the very least, you see that this was made with some level of thought and with the thoughts of the original creator, so that should put your mind with a little bit of ease, I believe. Hey there, Kai, how's it going? Anything else I see here? By the way, this is not the only interview. There's also an interview with the main actor that plays Seiya, but I'll do that perhaps tomorrow. Hearing Mazuma Kurumada's words and the attitude of the production team, I learned that this work aims to reproduce the original work while at the same time creating a realistic world. Story and work itself, please tell us how you interacted with, with Mazuma Kurumada in this work and what left impressions of you during the communication. The thing that left the biggest impression on me when I was designing the first robe in the early days, we were. Oh wait, dang it! I think I just read that. I'm sorry. Director Brzezinski has deep understanding and insight into the original manga and anime, and after paying strong respect to it, he told us that he pursue the naturalness and quality of live action film. What kind of finish is the challenge to satisfy the original fans and audience? I hope that you will be able to see the answer with your own eyes in theaters. Marion's real production is amazing. I didn't actually read this. The important point here is that many creators who love Saint Seiya participated. Let's pick up some iconic comments. Comments from action director Andy Chan. Okay. Joy when it was decided to participate. When the producer asked me, "Am I making a live action version? Are you interested?" And me answered, "Of course. I used to watch this movie all the time when I was a kid. This is amazing." Comments from the costume designer Daniel Tooth and Attila God. I'm not going to say this right, please God forgive me. Attila Gana Juhas. Commitment out of love. First and foremost, we're big fans of the comics and we grew up watching them. In the movie, Seiya's costume stays true to the original, retaining his iconic look of blue jeans and red t-shirt. However, I changed the shades of colors a little, using using dark red and dark red, and the jeans also use a dark grayish color. Why? Why add less color? But okay. As mentioned above, it's clear that Hollywood is a serious challenge for the live action in terms of the original anime and manga. The story is based off the story is based off the Galaxian Wars and the Dark Saints. Okay, so basically that little arena thing that we saw is basically this version of the Galaxian Wars. Alright? In other words, it is no exaggeration to say that this moment is the birth of a legend. Okay, I do wonder, they can never say, but what is actually the true confidence that this movie will succeed? I do wonder. I hope I hope it succeeds just purely on from. Hey, I can't look at this. You got the Phoenix, and you got the Pegasus. So that's definitely something we're gonna see a lot. I'm expecting the highlights to be the pure anime-ness of it all. Okay, well, I guess tell me your thoughts in the comments. Tomorrow I'm gonna go over the main character, Seiya's actor, thoughts on this movie. Well, thoughts on working in this movie. He has a funny line about Sean Bean, so look forward to that later.